Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out the brand new Corsair Sabre V2 Pro, a mouse that comes in at the shocking weight of just 36 grams. I wouldn't normally be this surprised because ultra lightweight mice are definitely taking over the field, but it's the first time we've seen Corsair cater more towards competitive FPS titles this heavily. It's their first ever release on this crazy weight. So as usual, I will try to cover everything I've experienced during my testing, and I would also like to point out that although this unit was sent to me by Corsair, as always, everything you'll hear in this video is entirely my own thoughts and opinions. Now let's dive right in. The box has a very simple design. Inside of it you get the mouse itself, then you get the warranty guide, an alcohol pad to clean the bottom of your mouse when you're changing skates, some replacement skates, the usual documentation, some grip tape, and of course a wire and the 8K polling rate dongle. One thing I noticed about the dongle is that it has this clip-on thingy on the back, which is probably supposed to let you clip it onto your mouse pad, but I don't really recommend doing it for two reasons. First of all, it's not gonna make your mousepad lay completely flat on the desk, which is gonna cause inconsistencies with your sensor. And second of all, you're always risking of damaging the cloth surface, so I really wouldn't recommend it. It could still be a cool feature on a dongle if you maybe wanna clip it on some wires or something else, but definitely not your mousepad. The Sabre V2 Pro feels like a mouse designed around one single selling point, which is the weight. It's marketed as 36 grams, even though my unit came in at even lighter weight, around 35 grams. So we could say Corsair achieved something pretty great in the mainstream brand field. The plastic feels very thin, and yes, you can press it and flex it in with force, although I would not recommend it just for testing purposes. I did it, you can find a video of me doing it on my Twitter, but I really don't recommend doing it. And of course, during actual gameplay, I didn't notice any durability issues, and there's not going to be any sort of issues for normal use. The structure feels solid enough. There is no special coating, it's just textured plastic, which doesn't give it the same premium feel that maybe other brands do, like Lamzu, for example, which has an excellent coating in my opinion. But as we said before, Corsair has included some grip tape for those of you who don't like the texture of the mouse. Even though, as usual, I've been pretty fine with no grips. I really don't like using them, and I never have any issues, but I understand that some of you might have some issues with sweating, so the grips are there. The skates we can see on the bottom are black PTFE skates. They are decent, but they feel a bit, I don't know, muddy. Especially when you're pushing a little bit more into the pad. Personally, I kept them on for testing purposes, but I would recommend switching to something better like Magic Ice or Jades, as usual, my go-to recommendations for cloth. Corsair used mechanical switches in the mouse. They feel pretty good for me. They're not the crispest switch I've ever felt, but I like them, especially mouse 1 and mouse 2. On the other hand, the side buttons can be a little bit wobbly, and the scroll wheel is very light, easy to spam, and has medium steps. So I would say it's solid overall. You can't really feel the wobble of the mouse buttons unless you're pressing very hard in my case, so it's not that big of an issue. Now the weight balancing is spot on, so as we said, it's 35 grams and it's one of the lightest mice on the market right now. It doesn't feel front heavy or back heavy, it doesn't feel like the weight balancing is really good overall. The web software is probably the only thing that is currently very lacking. It's simple, but it's currently missing like most of the advanced options like debounce time adjustments, lift off distance. So right now, it seems like most of the settings are locked at default, but Corsair confirmed a firmware update is coming soon to address this. The shape sits between small and medium size, making it quite versatile for claw and fingertip grip styles. Palm grip users may find it a bit too small, especially too narrow. Personally, I found the shape very comfortable, but I know it can be tricky to use this for palm users because the palm support is not a lot on the top. As you can see from the base, it doesn't look that different from the Razer Viper Mini Signature Edition, although it does get a bit narrower at the top. As you can see, the Viper Mini is a bit wider on top. So overall, I can say the Corsair Sabre V2 Pro impressed me quite a bit, because at this weight and size, it's very unique among the big brand offerings. Of course, I'm not talking about all the mice, I'm just talking about big brands right now. It's very unique. We usually don't see these in mainstream stores. Like if you think about it, you go to your local tech store, they're gonna sell the usual 200 grams bricks, right? Well, this is not the case. So overall, incredible light for the size, a great weight balancing, good shape. It has a web-based software, so something new from Corsair, and it has a solid overall in-game feel. The only issues I could identify were definitely the very thin plastic, which could be an issue for those of you who grip really tightly, the side buttons being a little bit wobbly, the stock skates are not that great, and as of now, there is no advanced software features. If you're looking for a very lightweight mouse from a big name brand, then the Sabre V2 Pro is definitely worth a look. If you have any questions, drop a comment below and I'll get back to you. If this review helped you out, a like and a sub would mean a lot. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.